Hello everybody and welcome back to Maths Miss Buick. This is the second video within financial maths and we're focusing on instalment savings. So I've wrote out a list of 5 steps here how to carry out one of these questions. So you begin firstly by identifying the correct formula. F is equal to P1 plus I to the power t. This is found in the financial maths section. I often say to students, you're saving for the future, so use the F formula. So that's how they remember that. P here represents the principal, I is the interest, T is the time, and F of course is the final value of your savings. Next of all, you write out the geometric series using this formula up here. And then you identify your geometric sequence formula. Of course, this here is in the sequences and series section of your log tables, while this is in the financial maths. So make sure you understand that those two formulas are found in 2 separate parts of your log table. So you're not too confused on the day of your exam looking for your formulas. Next of all, we identify 3 numbers, your A, your R and your N. Your A is your first term, your R is your common ratio, and your N is the number of terms. When I do an example, I'll go through this in more detail for you as well. And then finally, we sub in these 3 values into the above formula, your geometric series formula, and then we solve. Note as well here that sometimes you also may need to use 1 plus R to the power 12 is equal to 1 plus I to get interest into months or years, of course, depending on what format you want your interest to be in for the question. So let's begin an example of this. So here we have example, James saves €400 every 3 months for 5 years at a quarterly rate of 0.9%. Find the value of the investment. So we'll begin by looking at simply how many installments is he making over the 5 years. Well, it's every 3 months he's making a payment of €400. So that means in 1 year we'll have 4 of these payments of €400. So over 5 years, 4 by 5 is 20 payments or 20 installments of €400. That's the first thing we have to note. Next up, we have to note that the interest here is obviously in percentage. We must change that into decimal notation. So we divide by 100. So 0.9% will be 0.009. And of course, that's the value of the I in our formula. So let's begin by writing out our formula. F is equal to P1 plus I to the power of t. So that's what we're going to be using for our geometric series. So we have F is equal to, well, P is the principal, and we know we're paying €400 every 3 months. So here is our P, 1.009. And then of course our first term will be 1. So then we do a plus sign to represent our series, and we start again. 400, forgot my 0 there. 400, 1.009 to the power of 2. And of course, I'm not going to write them all out. So let's do plus dot 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 plus, and then we'll finish with our last one. 400 by 1.009 power of 20. Next of all, we're going to identify what is our A, our R and our N. So our A is our first term. So our A, our R and our N. Well, A is the first term, so you can see here the first term is all of this. So it's going to be 400 by 1.009. Our R is our common ratio, so we say, well, what is changing as we go from term to term? Well, you can see the 400 is staying as it is, but there is an increasing power on our bracket. So our common ratio is the bracket, so it's 1.009. And then we have N, which is the number of terms, and in this case our highest power here is 20, but it is 20 payments is what we said he was making, so our N is 20. Next of all, we come along and we write out our geometric sequence formula. So Sn is equal to, let's shut the board up a little bit, A 1 minus R to the power of N over 1 minus R. And we're going to fill in our A, our R and our N into our geometric sequence formula. So let's begin by doing that. Well, first of all, we're going to say it's S20 because we've got 20 terms is equal to, or A is our first term, so it's going to be 400 by 1.009. And next of all, we open up our bracket. I'm going to do a square bracket, and we put in 1. 1 is in the formula, and we're taking away our R, which is our common ratio, 1.009. And next of all, we have the power of n, which is 20. We'll close our bracket again. All over 1 minus R, so 1 minus 1.009. So when you input this into the calculator, I've done it already, so we have 8,889 cents. So there is our answer done. So all you simply have to do is type this into your calculator and you get that number there. So in other words, James saves €8,800.89 after 5 years of paying €400 every 3 months, with an interest rate of quarterly interest rate of 0.9%.